I'm Cheryl, and I live in the western suburbs. I have two adult children. Son's nearly 30, daughter's nearly 25. I work at Evolve Housing. Yes, I'm married. I happened to fall pregnant and my landlord was selling the property, so I had nowhere to go. I had a young baby. I applied for Housing New South Wales and they actually housed me in an emergency housing on an estate in Wentworthville. I lived there for 10 years. When I moved out to that Wenty estate, I was actually terrified. So I then developed a habit of leaving my unit at 6 o'clock in the morning with my son, taking him to my friend's house who used to mind him. So then I would go to work at Belfield, then I would go back to my friend's house and stay there and come home at midnight. And I'd do that every day because I hated being there. I hated being on that estate. When my husband left, I think I actually had no money at that stage, not a cent to my name, and then an electricity bill came in and I remember thinking, I don't know how I'm going to pay this. So then I decided from that moment on that I was going to save every single penny that I could save. So I budgeted and I'd get my bank account to $200, then $600. I managed to actually get it to $30,000. I actually had the second one in the Housing New South Wales property. I married and I divorced in that property, and then I found out about the affordable housing. Wanted to get off the Wenty estate, so I guess financially I saved my money. I'm very good at saving my money, so I actually didn't need help from anybody. Community housing actually offered employment, but I just sort of did fill in. So I did the reception, then I did a bit of housing manager work, and the manager back then said to me, you'd be pretty good at this, Cheryl, do you want to give it a go? So she actually gave me an opportunity to job share. So then I job shared with somebody, and then I applied for full time. So that was all while I was in their property. They provided me with a job, so that was the biggest opportunity. I could then get off the Centrelink payment, which is something that I really wanted to do. I wanted to have a future. My mum passed away, and my mum was on a pension for most of her life, so I just thought she wouldn't have had anything. So in cleaning out her property, I found money, bank accounts, more money, more bank accounts. So then I combined that with what I had. I'd remarried as well, and yeah, we decided to purchase a property. So we used all of my money as, like a deposit. My biggest thing is, and I say it to a lot of the tenants, once you've got a roof over your head, everything else comes from that. So yeah, I think you just don't give up and don't rely on Centrelink for the rest of your life, because it's not always going to be there. I guess in my position, I can actually say to tenants, I have been where you are. I can at least say, you can get somewhere if you want to get somewhere. I think you've got to want to. You've got to want to, like I wanted to get off that that big Wenty estate. I didn't want to end up there for the rest of my life. I didn't want to grow old there, as a lot of families do. You know, I wanted to move on. I didn't want my kids to rely on a Centrelink benefit. I'm actually going to do something so that I leave something for my kids. I think for the first 4 years, I used to come to work and say to Pam every day, I walk through my front door and I look and I go, oh my God, this is actually mine. So I think I did it for 4 years every day. I just opened up the front door and couldn't believe that this was actually my home. Home for me now just means security, safety, and really something that I can leave my kids.